Hello guys, thank you for joining me. My name is Eugen, and today for your viewing pleasure I'm showing off the Picasso 977 fountain pen. Just to put it out there, it is one of my favorite fountain pens. It kind of, in my mind at least, lines up with the Muji fountain pen. It's just on the smaller size. It does come in a couple of colors, and by colors I mean it's gonna have the section a different color. But my favorite color, as you probably already noticed by the theme of my channel, is orange and black, and as such I got it in orange and black. Like I said, on the size it's quite on the petite, but it's very sleek, very light, all aluminum body. It has a nice industrial design, something that I prefer quite a lot. Starting with the body, as you can see, it's not that big. Basically, if I put the Muji fountain pen next to it, you will see that it's more on the petite size, lengthwise and girth, just a little bit, not by much. And he has a very small push-pull type cap with a very usable clip. It's stiff, but quite good, and it's made of aluminum as well. I assume that the band that connects to the cap it's actually steel, not aluminum, since it's quite stiff. Aluminum will bend much easier. I'll probably overbend and stay like that. The section is very small, but again, I really like the sleek look of it, and it carries a hooded nib, which it's somewhere around extra fine to fine. Section is aluminum as well. I guess the bad dish thing about this pen is that it's very slick, and because of that, probably for some people this might feel a little bit slippery. For me, because it's so light and I grip it very lightly, I don't have the issue, so the pen doesn't actually slip from my hand. But you might have an issue with it. You can post the pen. It posts quite nicely and securely. It's not going to fall off anytime soon, and allows you to actually hold the pen a little bit higher, especially when drawing. Personally, this pen, because it's so light, I actually do prefer it to have it capped. The cap has a little bit of extra weight on it, which breaks it down a little bit more. Balance-wise, capped, with a cap on, it tends to be balanced more towards the end of the pen. If I remove the cap, then the balance shifts more towards the front of the pen, which you might like or not. Personally, I do like it either way. And like I said, I mostly prefer it capped because of the little bit of extra weight that it brings. Comes with a converter, very simple converter. Actually, I know a lot of people hate this converter. Personally, I like it quite a lot because, well, in very two quick moves, your fountain pen is already filled. And that's what I really like about it. The pen did came with a little bit of spring inside the converter, but I removed it. You basically have to press on this little tab, pull this out, and then you can remove it if you want to. That will give you a little bit of extra ink. Speaking of ink, the problem with this pen, I guess, because it has such a small converter, for people that write a lot, you might not like it because doesn't hold that much ink. Let's be honest. And at the same time, you don't have the space to put a different cartridge or converter that it's a little bit bigger. I mean, the body of the pen and then the barrel, it's fairly small. You wouldn't be able to put something else in there. I mean, comparing it with a Muji fountain pen, you can actually put an extra large cartridge in there. If you put it in here, it won't really fit properly. It's a little bit too big. Just putting this away. Other than that, not much to say. They do come in a few colors. Personally, I choose this orange and black, but as you can see on the screen, they come in quite a few color, and by color I mean the section. It's the portion that is colored. And for the ballpoint users, I've seen that they come up with a ballpoint version. I bought my fountain pen from eBay. I paid somewhere around 20 to 25 Canadian dollars. I don't remember. I had it for a while and I did use it previously, but its rotation has come up again. So today I wanted to share it with you. It's a pretty nice sleek fountain pen. I like the nib that it comes with it, and I do like the designs that Picasso comes with, but I know that some people might not like the designs that they have because they tend to be on the sleeker size and they're not very girthy or big. And a lot of people do prefer the bigger size fountain pens. Not much else to say about the fountain pen. It's like I said, it's very simple, very clean, very sleek, and it has a nice industrial design to it that I'm partial to. Anyway, so let me fill it up with ink. Actually, before, just to show you, so I haven't worked this nib before. I left it as it was. It is noisy without ink, but it doesn't scratch at all. So from get-go, this nib is actually pretty good. It doesn't snatch. It's not a scratch. It's fairly smooth as is. I don't think I will smooth it out at all. Anyway, going back to the inking process, today I'm gonna ink with platinum carbon ink. Okay, so to fill it up, just dip it in the ink bottle once, twice, and you're pretty much done. And as you can see, it can get quite messy. And yeah, one inconvenience that you'll find is because of all the bumps and design elements on this section, it will take you a while to clean it depending on the ink that you have. So let me skip this step. I'll clean it properly and then I'm gonna come back. Just give me a minute. All right, I'm back. I tried to clean it as best as I could have, but as you can see, this at least this ink does sort of a stain a little bit. Once it dries off, it completely clings on to pretty much anything. It's okay. You're not gonna get dirty on your hands once it sort of dries off. I'll just have to pass it through the ultrasonic in order to clean it up properly. Or at least use like a little bit of soap and water and let it sit in there. But this won't affect it on how it writes or draws. However, some people might not like that, and it's better to know than not, right? Okay, let me try and show you how the nib actually works quickly as some sort of a writing demonstration, since I'm not that best at writing. So this is Picasso 977. Has a fairly wet nib. And it has a very nice fine line on the reverse, which should help me with drawing lines, especially small details. Anyway, nice little fountain pen. And just to put it through its paces, and hopefully I won't have to fill it twice. For today's drawing, I planned to do, again, inspired from one of my pictures. It's kind of a small mushroom or fungi that was growing inside the tree, and it was a little bit squashed in there, but it looked kind of comfy, and the way it was contoured, it looked like a pillow inside a small cave. Very very appealing, as in very nice looking. Yeah, that's it. It should be a little bit dark inside, and then just going a little bit lighter towards the outside. And I think I'm gonna use again a little bit of alcohol-based markers just for the mushroom to make it stand out a little bit more. We'll see how the shading will work, and if it's gonna actually help to use the markers. Anyway, I will speed up through this process, and I'll see you soon with some conclusion. See you. Okay, well, I am done. This was actually a fun one and relaxing. Drawing the bark on the tree was actually quite nice. I really enjoyed it. The fountain pen performed quite well. I had no issues with it. The flow of the ink was very good. Um, yeah, it's kind of hard to find anything wrong with it from my perspective. Um, it works very well on reverse and normal use. The only regret that I have is that I didn't wait it a little bit longer for the paper to dry, and when I used the alcohol markers, it kind of started smudging the ink, which kind of sucks, but I guess I'll leave it like that. And it is what it is. So in conclusion, the fountain pen, it's from my perspective actually very pleasant to use. Very light, not a lot of issues with moving it around. I did not felt tired using it. I definitely do prefer it more posted than not posted. First of all, makes it just a little bit longer, and at the same time, just brings a little bit more weight to it, which is, in my perspective, just perfect. The good things, well, aluminum body. So if you decide to take it with you out in the field, it will take a little bit of beating without a problem. Very comparable with Muji in my perspective. The only difference is you don't have the gnarly pattern on the body, which might help you with a grip if you find metal very slippery for your fingers. But at the same time, you don't have anything to clean. The downside on a Muji for the curly pattern is that once dirt gets inside of it or ink, it's really hard to clean. Not impossible, just hard. It's definitely more pocketable. It's a little bit lighter, and I really like the design. On the downside, you'll probably think that this this converter is not enough for inking. I mean, I'm almost out of ink, as you can see. I just have a little bit left in there. And all I was able to do is this drawing of 8 by 5 by 5 by 5, if I remember correctly. I mean, I did use a lot of ink. That's true. And this paper, it's a little bit absorbent. So in order to get the dark shadings, I had to go a couple of strokes on top. But I don't know. At the same time, it is comes with a converter, so it might help you. But that means you might have to carry extra ink with you, or at least bring a lot of cartridges with you. So that's a plus or a minus, depending on if you like to change the inks often or not. And again, I guess the other downside is the body can be a little bit slick if you don't like that. I don't like metal bodies either that much, but this is not as bad just because the weight is perfect, so I don't have to fight with holding the pen. I just lightly grab it and it seems to work just fine for me. The other maybe negative thing is basically Might be a little bit thinner. It is thinner than the Muji, so I know a lot of people don't like thin pens. Personally, I don't find it that bad because it's kind of a like pencil shaped, and I'm okay with using pencils. I actually enjoy using pencils, so for me, it's okay. For you, you might not like it. And maybe the biggest thing is this color. I mean, the section, as you can see, it does get stained a little bit with ink. I remember last time when I had to clean it, I had to put it in the ultrasonic, and it cleaned it nicely. But I'm sure if you put it in just soap and water, it'll eventually clean off very nicely as well. He has a lot of grooves, so getting the ink out might be a little bit of extra pain. But I don't know, at the same time, it kind of gives character. But I'm used to having my fingers inked most of the time, so not for everybody. Not for everybody, that's for sure. Anyway, that's about regarding this fountain pen. I personally enjoyed it. I really like the design. It's very sleek. I don't think it has a lot of issues from my perspective. It's it's a great pen to use. Anywho, I hope you enjoyed my review on the Picasso 977 and enjoyed the speed drawing that I had, even though I kind of screwed it up at the end a little bit. I should have waited maybe another day. Anyway, maybe I'll just revisit something similar and rebuild it. Again, thank you, and I'll see you next time. Bye.